Welcome. This is your host, Dub FFG. And welcome to the Fantasy Football GOAT Strategies. Today, we're going to talk about the top 5 running backs for 2021. Let's get to it. Coming in at number 5, we have Najee Harris. Najee is now with the Pittsburgh Steelers, coming from Alabama, so he's expected to carry the load at Pittsburgh, so he's going to get a lot of touches. Red zone carries are definitely going to be his, and this is going to be excellent for PPR because he is an every down back. He catches balls out of the backfield, and he rushes up the middle and as well as the outside. Najee will be the workhorse in Pittsburgh. At number 4, we're looking at Christian McCaffrey. Christian normally would be in the number 1 or 2 slot when pertaining to fantasy football. However, by Christian getting a new quarterback and a couple of new receiver weapons in Carolina, that may lessen his load for one, and for two, the second reason that his load may get lessened is that last year he suffered some injuries, because you got to remember the past 2 years he has been that workhorse, so his stature is not that big, and I think that eventually caught up with him. Again, this is the pros and not college, so having a smaller stature and carrying that load of running and catching on again being a 3-down back, that took its toll. So I think the Panthers are going to cut back on his load just a little bit, but he's still going to get a lot of touches, and that's still going to be valuable in PPR leagues. So he's still going to be in the top 5, but maybe not at 1 and 2 like he normally is. Next, we have the monstrous Derrick Henry. Now, Derrick is just going to be a touchdown making machine this year. Why? Because he now has, or that offense now has, an additional weapon in the form of Julio Jones. So Julio Jones, AJ Brown, and Derrick Henry, they're going to open up that offense. And what that is going to do is going to keep the defenses off balance, because you don't know what's going to come at you. You don't know if it's going to be deep to Julio Jones. You're don't know if it's going to be AJ Brown running past you, or is it going to be Derrick Henry just going up the middle or off to the outside, breaking one for a long gain? Because again, this is Derrick Henry, and he's a monster, and he's going to be at number 3. I mean, he sneaks in the top 5 every year. Most people don't look at him, and most analysts that you hear, those talking heads, they don't have him ranked high most years. But this year, he's going to be there. He has an additional weapon, and touchdown heavy he shall be. Coming in at number 2, someone who hasn't seen this position in a while, that is Ezekiel Elliott of the Dallas Cowboys. And Zeke is going to be a monster this year. Why? Because he's lighter. He's around the same weight he's around the same weight now that he is when he came into the league in 2016. So he's lighter, faster. So that's going to help him out a great deal. He's going to get a ton of red zone carries. Again, because he has a high-powered offense. Got those 2 weapons on the outside, and as well as the tight end is coming back. So they're going to get a lot. Plus, the defense is much, much better, and they're going to be aggressive. So that defense is going to get a lot of turnovers. And what's that going to do? That's going to put the Cowboys in a good bit of great field positions on when they're facing an opponent. So Zeke, touchdown heavy, carry heavy, and he's definitely going to see some time catching the ball as well. So this is going to be great for standard and PPR leagues. And coming in at number 1 is Alvin Kamara. Alvin and Kamara, he's missing a lot in his offense, mainly his quarterback. His quarterback that he's known since he's been a pro is no longer there. So Alvin is going to be dependent upon to carry the load. Also, because his star wide receiver is out. So it has no star wide receiver nor a star quarterback. That means the load is going to be carried by him. So it's going to get tons of touches, and it's going to be excellent for PPR. The only downside to that is, like Christian McCaffrey, his stature is small. That can be a great deal of wear and tear on him, and we don't want him to be injured. But yeah, that's the only downside, because he's a smaller back and he's going to be dependent on heavy. And don't expect the Saints to be winning a lot of games this year. So they're going to be playing from behind. PPR is going to work well for Alvin Kamara. So in recap, the top 5 fantasy football running backs for 2021. You're looking at Najee Harris, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Ezekiel Elliott, and Alvin Kamara. Again, this is just my analysis, my opinion on how I see things are going to be. And again, you're talking to a 7-time fantasy football champion, so I tend to be right a great deal. So, and that's 7 championships over three different leagues. So, we'll see what happens. But thanks again for taking the time out and listening to the Fantasy Football GOAT Strategies with your host, Dub FFG. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button, as well as share the video. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.